My people, welcome back. We're back on the SWERVINN podcast. We're just back. I quit counting episodes. Honestly, I'm just here to host and just have a good time and, just get around where I need to get around to. So that's what the SWERVINN's about. So we got my guy in here. He's been someone that's been talked about through the question, who would you like to have on SWERVINN? Just people, talking about, you guys would be like-minded, having them on. So he's finally on. Tyler Small. Glad to have you, man.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. It's been a minute. We've been curating it right, just times need the time, had to live life myself, and catch up to some things, but I'm glad to have you, man. Thanks for pulling up.
Hey, glad to be here. It always happened right on time.
No, for sure. How was it's 2026, we're in March, Black History Month just happened. How was 2025 for you though? Like, how was that year?
2025. That was a good one. I didn't travel as much, but I really make my nest home. I had a good time. It was a lot of work being done. I'm always grateful to be called back by people.
For sure.
And I don't know, I really stepped into my confidence. I feel like my ancestors with me now.
That's what's up. So like, you're more like, are you like called back by, you're definitely you're not an industry guy, but you're just everywhere, like weddings, like businesses and all that. So you got your hand in a lot. We're going to talk about the photography and stuff, but what's some things you got going on in 26? Self projects, like cooking anything up?
I'm gonna do a photo walk.
Okay.
I'm super excited for that. The first one's April 4th. It's called Exposure Therapy. And that part is just about exposing yourself and getting out your little bubble. Also, exposure and photography. But it'll be on walls off Washington, which I'm excited about. I did some last year, but more for father figures, which we'll talk about. This year we're gonna do a picnic for Father's Day.
That's what's
and
up.
We're gonna have some dad Olympics.
That's what's up.
So it's gonna be like, how much can you carry? How many trips it takes you to take the groceries back from point A to point B.
Real dad events.
Hey, it's gonna be fun.
That's what's up.
So I'm excited.
I love that about you, T Small. You just kind of bring the true aspect of community and your own twist, like how you like to have fun. So that's what I've always been like driven towards you. And, that's what I feel like, that's what like legacy is about, just doing your own thing. So like when your family grows up, they was like, when you leave your imprint, like they want to know who you were. You did all that,
Yeah.
through the baseball and all that, which we'll talk about. But I just love the way you carry yourself.
Vice versa.
No, for sure. But let's just talk about you growing up, man. I feel like you're very much like circle guy, like friends and stuff. What's the importance of like, just having them circles and just, just being locked in and having a present circle? I feel like friends are just easy to, like have your own time and be away. But I feel like the people you're around, like, is very present. What's the importance of that?
I mean, for me, the importance of that is like, I really definitely have a standard for like what a friend looks like. I think we all know people, we cool with people, but like, dang, can I call you when I'm sad?
Right.
Will you call me when you're sad? And can we be there for each other as best as we can? But I think it's just something that's very natural about it. Like, we're adults. It take work. Like, I'd be like, I'll meet you at 7:17. That's the time I got, and that's the time I'll meet you.
Right.
But it's something very natural about the people I spend the most time with. Like, off the movie Avatar, when they like take the hair and they connect to that I think it was whatever that creature was.
No,
I
I
feel
was
like
talking about.
that's how I feel when we get together sometimes. It's like all these different strands of who we are, what we're thinking, how we're feeling, that isn't always the same, but we connect in a way where it's just like, it's a stream of consciousness. It's synergy.
For sure.
It's a nice flow. So that means a lot to me. It means everything to me. And we really are the sum of the people we spend the most time with. And man, I got some good people around me.
That's what's up, man.
They all do different things.
I'm still new to St. Louis, so I feel like I kind of like, I'm on the scope of like still getting to know people. Like, that's why I kind of like host a podcast too. So like, when I step in them rooms and kind of everyone's like just in them, it's not bubbles, but everyone's just, y'all have all grown up together. You know what I mean? So like, y'all have like kicked in and seen each other different. It's cool to see that though. And like, I just love seeing culture together, like bonding, and like all them photographers can be photographers and you guys all in the same realm, and like lift each other up. Like, I think those things are important, and like it's just cool to see. That's why I do things like this and like want to learn from people like you guys and stuff, and like the village path that you build on. I'm sure from just having true friends and stuff. So that's what I think that's important in St. Louis, just having like present friends, because you build off that, that builds community. So that's what's up, bro. I love that.
Funny enough, a lot of us didn't grow up together.
For real?
I feel like maybe 10 years I feel like after high school, that's when I met a lot of the people I spend time with.
I feel like that's when you really grow up.
I
Is
feel,
after
yep,
high school.
okay. Yeah, I hear
'Cause, like,
growing up, I'm like, we was in the, we was,
I appreciate high school in those times, but like it's crazy. Like I feel like in high school, like when you're going through those days, you're thinking about like, oh, these are gonna be my friends forever.
Yeah.
Then you turn that 18 to 25 stage, and you're kind of like, oh, these are my real friends. And you make real new connections, and I think that's like the real part of growing into who you are like today.
yeah.
So that's what's up, bro. Let's talk about Mom and Nat. I've met her through the biscuit. I met her before you. When I met you and I known her, I'm like, oh yeah, that's definitely his mom. So what was like the origins like and principles that she taught you growing up that makes you like who you are today within like your friend circles and all that, and even being a dad?
Mom, man, she don't let me call her mom when we go out either. It's always Tasha. She always make me introduce her as Tasha, unless I'm telling somebody I'm her mom or she's my mom. And so, I mean, like my mom, I grew up at my granny's house, but I always spent a lot of time with mom. And I remember getting suspended once, and my mom was like, "Oh, you finna come to work." So I was working, I was cleaning dishes, and that ended up being my job that I was at.
But
later.
she been cleaning all her life?
No, she's a chef.
Okay.
She's a sous chef. She makes every fruit tray for me at every event that I ever do.
Dang.
For my birthday party, she made the beans, and everybody talked about them beans. So she could always throw down, and she's always like really cared about that. And I feel like the way she cared about her fruit trays is how I care about my photos.
Right.
And so like she really definitely played a huge role in like my work ethic, just giving me opportunities to like show up and show out, because I was doing stuff for free. I didn't know you could make money off of it. I'm just like, we being of service. So,
you gotta do things for free sometime though.
absolutely. It's like that's more important than anything sometimes. If I'm washing dishes though. Unless I'm like helping a friend that's just kind of sad and we want to get these dishes clean, I'm gonna need a little something.
Right.
No, but I mean, yeah, that is the best. Like giving and nothing in return, and somehow, some way, it comes back. But that, and yeah, she also kind of gave me freedom. Like I was very sheltered as a kid, so like I started learning about the world when I would spend time with my mom on the south side.
Right.
When we were in Kinlock, I was able to interact. I was able to make mistakes. I was able to get in trouble, and I wouldn't be who I was today. And I think I would have been getting into that trouble later in life if I hadn't got to do that when I was a little bit younger.
That's what's up. I feel that. I feel like all of us in St. Louis, we all were that sponge a different way in culture, and we all absorbed it the same way, but in a different way, like in our own doors. So it's cool to hear people's like story and relate to it in a lot of ways, because I was very much at grandma's house too, like mom just dropping us off, dad and mom going to juvie concerts and all that stuff. So I know about all that stuff. So
Yo Gotti, Snowman.
you know what I mean? So that's what's up, man. I love your mom though. She just you very much carry her energy, and that's important,
Appreciate.
I feel
She
like
know everybody.
No, she know everybody.
Man.
Y'all know each other. I think that's important though, man. Cause a lot of figures don't have like it's a lot of things start at home,
Mm-hmm.
So later what we'll talk about like with fatherhood and stuff, I think it all starts with what you had with your mom. So I think that's important, bro. I usually let everyone ask me a question or two on swerving. You got one you want to ask at the time?
Yes, sir. You love food, man.
I do like
You
food.
love food, and you also, in general, love to create. What is it for you? Like I know it makes me feel alive, but what is it for you?
I feel like that's a great question. I love that. It's just like what I do, it's just what I do. I feel like I got a lot of friends that I've always been that guy like, hey, Swerve, what's the recommendation? Or like, what's this? What's that? Because I've just always been in the mix and rooms and stuff to like create those vibes and know what to eat because the chef showed me, and then now I can go show people what the chef showed me, and they're like, dang, like can really appreciate good food. I think it's just like more love though. I learned that at the biscuit joint. Like chef always told me like anybody that came in, the vibe was like dang, like this place is dope. But I don't like before the food. I think it was like us behind the counter enjoying each other, and like it was really like just chef said the food's made with love, and I think everything starts with love, so just what I truly love, I just pour that out and just show people. Like the coffee shop that I go to, like I'm not no gatekeeper. Like there's good coffee everywhere. You know, you can go to 4 or 5 coffee shops and it'd be good. So I think it's just truly showing what a beauty St. Louis is too. Like there's so much to do and everyone's kind of like everywhere too. So that might be 5 minutes for somebody or 10, 15 minutes. So I'm new to it as well. So I just kind of like exploring. So it's just creating too. It's just like swerving, you know?
Respect. I love it.
That's just me, bro. I've just always been that. Just in my own lane.
Can I ask another one?
Yeah. I'll let you get a few. I figured you.
What was like, I feel like when we look back at things, when we look back at like early childhood, early life, we're always just like, dang, I was always on my way here. When you look back, like what was like, I guess the first, hint, or you're just like, dang, I was already on my way here. Like, but it might not have looked exactly how it looks now, but now you can connect them. Like, what was that for you, like way back?
I would say that's a great question too, because is it crazy when you ask people like, man, like you ever hear people say, I never seen that as a child or wanted to be that. I'm like, you never had like a vision. So like I've always felt like that Spider-Man or like whatever. So, as I grown older and had that connection with my brother, I felt like we talked a lot and like connected. But when I lost him, I lost like a whole lot of like within humanity, like in my voice and stuff. So when I got that back, I just really wanted to like, I just believed in everybody again. And like, it was just crazy, like within myself, love. And my mom has a hard time with like still coping with that loss. So, being now the oldest, you can't dwell on things. You got to project and put it in different things like the podcast and stuff. Like this is my grieving.
Yeah.
Like, like this is therapy to me, degressing and talking and listening. Cause, I can't have a lot of moving conversations with everybody. So, but I used to have those, be able to, but you live life and things happen and stuff to where you understand. And then I kind of formed into that voice of like, I feel like I've always been that in the rooms that I've been in. Like, damn, sorry, why you talking too loud? Or like all that. I'm like, damn, I'm not. Like, it's just like me. So, but people that know me they know that, like, hey, Swerve's just the alpha, this is how he carries himself. And I've just always, I've known that as a kid, it's always been outside of scoring 5 touchdowns a game or scoring 20 points, like, and I feel like once you get outside of that, like after high school, you tap into something different. And that's when I picked up the mic, It's crazy. I found that at college football and I just wanted to, interview everybody within there. And then COVID happened. So I brought the mics home and then I start protesting because George Floyd died, but then I got tired and then, had conversations that grew to like just this stuff, having fun with it. Yeah. So it's just like the true journey, I didn't know. So I just had fun with it. And just like where my feet are, because it's easy to get like dwindled away and stuff, especially with grief.
Yeah. It's easy. And what they say, grief is love with no place to go.
Yeah, and they say idle time is the devil's mind, devil's playground or whatever. And I've always believed in that. So that's why like I just stay on go and got 3 or 4 jobs or cleaning the car and then going to umpire and stuff. So I just always believed in like forming what you believe in, that's legacy.
Yeah, and I hear you just transmuting because pain is big.
Pain
like
is
when we can take
too.
it. Yeah, pain, man. People be loving the work that I made when I was down, like really down bad. And I look at it and I'm just like, yeah, they do the same with some artists. Like when I think of Chance the Rapper, I'm like, if he ain't sad, y'all don't like his music.
Right.
So it's
same with Rod Wave.
Yeah.
And things. So I feel that for sure.
But thank you for sharing. I really appreciate that.
No, for sure. I appreciate that. That's a great question. Let's talk about the camera a little bit. Was that like a spark you picked up or was it passed down? Like when you start like doing those things?
I don't
like
think,
because I feel like you said, like kind of the question you asked me, I feel like, was it a vision or?
It's funny too, because like, I don't think it was passed down, but it was around the house. Like we had the Kodaks,
Okay.
I wasn't seeing the photos until after, but I'd always go downstairs. We had a little red box and it had all the family memories in there, from the family reunions to the birthdays to me with my little Winnie the Pooh book bag. So it was like these moments and memories I couldn't remember, but I could look back on. And I think it really started to take off when digital became more of a thing. My granny was a nurse, and the kind of nurse that would go visit people's homes. So she would have to take pictures. She had a camera. She took the little camera and had a printer, and I would just play with the camera and try not to look at the pictures because it was some patience in there. It was you know?
Right.
And but yeah, ever since then, I just never put it down. I would take pictures around the house. I'd take pictures of me doing selfies before I felt like selfies were a thing, or when we didn't call them selfies. It was just a picture. And then as I got even older, I remember tax season, tax time come around. You know, you can get you an outfit,
Right.
get you some polo boots. I'm like, I want a camera from Radio Shack. And then I think I was doing like a rebate every year to get a new camera.
This after high school?
This is like 7th grade.
Oh, dang.
6th grade.
You were in it early.
Man, I was just like, I want a camera because I started public school in 8th grade. And, you know, I was nerdy. They called me Kermit. It was all these things. But I used my camera and I started taking people's profile pictures. I started editing pictures. I started a jerk team. I would record the videos.
I can see you doing that.
Hey, we was the Lego kids. I was on picnic making photos and doing my own pictures. It was fun. And I really found it as a way to like connect with folks and also create for other people, but also get stuff out of my head. Cause I love TV. I love movies. So when I see it, it sparks something in me. But then, after that, high school started a clothing line. I can't pay nobody to take pictures. So I took my own pictures. I realized I like taking pictures more than I like making clothes. Also, it doesn't cost as much.
Right. I was going to say.
That startup cost was crazy. But yeah, that's really when I locked in with it. And then it slowly started becoming more and more a career for me.
We can talk about that now. I guess as like Instagram and things grew, like people are getting married and stuff. So what kind of is the important, like, what's the importance of Instagram growing and what was like your mind at when it was first a thing?
Man, Instagram, I remember we would just post accessories on there. I don't delete stuff. So every day I go to my story, I go to the create part and I put memories today to see what I was putting up back then. And it's just me being a cocky little kid, posting some stuff I probably should delete. But, you know, at first it was just another way to show off. Mm-hmm. That's how I felt about it. It was another way to show off. It was another way to put yourself out there because then we could start connecting with folks from the other high schools. We could start learning about other events. Like you had Brock Seals on here. I forget the name of his clothing line, but I always wanted one. I had never met him in person, but he had this clothing line that was so hard in McClure. Man, he had a Jet Life sweatshirt that I wanted so bad, and he had like these Mickey Mouse hands going on. So I've been following him since like 10th grade because I had a clothing line.
So Brock been hard,
bro. So respect to him. But yeah, it was just really a way to show off. It was a way to kind of, yeah, that's what I felt like it was. And now it's become something like that, but it also has become a way to keep up with people, bridge communities, and also like let people know like who you are.
It's a real time capsule.
For real.
It really is.
People will be like, yeah, I was lurking and I saw this and that. And then I'll ask a question about something I forgot about, but it's there. My baby girl stuff is there. And just like, man, that's the day she came out. I forgot that was today. Not that, because that's her birthday, but other things. Like, This is the day she walked 3 years ago.
Right.
So it's definitely like a diary for me now. I kind of worry, or I'm concerned about it going away. Like, if everything was taken away from my Instagram, I'll be like, man, that hurts.
No, I feel
it's a lot of memories right there.
My come up to St. Louis was hard because like I was right at the brink of like 4,000 and then I got hacked, like Facebook and all that. So I had to like,
that's scary.
Imagine like now it'd be a 10 grand. Like, so that was kind of like, that was a part of Swerve where I almost quit, bro. Like, you know, it wasn't about that, but I have accumulated and networked so much that like, you know, like that it mattered, you know, so it kind of hurt, but it kept me going, you know. I came up here with a whole different way. I was just like networking and stuff and all that. So that's cool you said that. It kind of like brought that spark back within me. I was like, you know, you just can't give up. But Instagram like was important. Like it's important. And it does suck if you lose everything, you know. So, you know, it goes back to being on film. Like it's cool that people are picking up old film cameras and shooting and stuff. So I think those things are important. And very much like the old school is very much back in a lot of ways. So, but I love how you're getting into the new school too within the reels and stuff. You're creating like short films and stuff. Are you like let's talk about that kind of like your movie love. I see you're turning that into like something that's a reality. Like you writing, or you just kind of like you just setting the scene and then doing like improv, or what you got going?
Writing, directing, hitting the homie Justin Solomon up to shoot it and color grade it. That's been
That's
really
great. That's so
beautiful.
fire.
Man, thank you, man. And that's another one of just like having a beautiful circle and being present with folks who really want to see you shine, because they're like, how can I help? And you know, they do it. They're here for it. So no, that's been really beautiful. It's been something that's been in my heart. It's been in my mind for a long time. But the idea of like doing something on your own is just like, it's overwhelming. And I feel like in those situations where I didn't understand the complete process, I was making imaginary obstacles. But when you have to explain it to someone else, you're like, oh, this is possible.
Right.
So it's been real fun. You know, I'm always going to get into my like psychological bag. You know, I love therapy. So that first one, which was Intruder, which was about intrusive thoughts, was super fun. And it doesn't take much for me to do these, because the idea comes and I'm just like, bet, write it out. I send it to somebody at 2 a.m. They either see it then or they wake up and be like, all right, cool, I like it, I'm here for it. Because the next one or the one after that was into the thick of it.
With you, D Smooth and them.
With D Smooth and Chuck and Chuck.
Fire.
And you know, I sent that to Chuck at like 2 a.m. for real. And you know, I love that he shows his wife it at the same time, and he's always down. He's like one of my go-to. And D Smooth is really good people. We've been rocking with each other for a while. So
you're around real professionals, and you've groomed yourself to be that too. Like, and you see it within the work, like
professionals, and also people who like are themselves, because that's the best thing you can be. I don't want you to be nobody else,
right.
And I don't want to be nobody else.
Right.
So when we can all do this, it's a powerful space to be. You coming in here being yourself, going into those rooms, that's everything. It gives everybody else permission, and honestly, yeah, it's nothing more valuable. But yeah, they were funny as hell. They did their own stuff. No, we threw away the script for them, for
that's
sure.
What's up. You got a style of like, I feel like you got a style of like shot too. Like when I'm watching a movie, that's kind of my thing. Like I'm big like angle guy, like people like where they shot things. Like there was a movie recently, they shot like through some glasses that shot something different. Like I feel like you bring that to perspective. Like who's some directors you like, and kind of like give like 2 or 3 kind of like the way they shoot.
This is tough. Like me personally, I'm really bad at names.
For real?
But
give like
of
a
course,
movie then.
Spike Lee, of course.
Okay, Spike's awesome.
Because I love that move. I still want to execute one of those movement shots where he has somebody sitting and like the camera's moving with the individual.
Did you watch his movie this year with Denzel?
Not yet.
You should watch that. It's pretty good. But there's an old movie that goes to it, and you should watch like both, and then kind of see how Spike put his black touch on it. It was very like beautiful.
What's the old one?
I think it's called. I forgot what it's called, but I'll give it to you after this.
Bet.
It's good though. It's very cultured movie. So,
well, if I'm thinking about a movie that I love how it was shot, Whiplash.
Fire. I saw your reel on that today.
I sat in the morning with my daughters this morning, and at that end of the final scene, I'm just standing at the TV yelling like, this is when his dad tries to hold him, but he knows he needs to go off and do this, and now he sees him as an equal, and he has to respect him because he's demanding respect, and he actually playing the drums. He's playing 90%. I'm geeking out. I'm super excited, but that's just beautifully shot. I love drums.
It is. J.K. Wilson in that, he's one of them guys that since Spider-Man, he's been in that. He's in Invincible, which one I love. He's one of them guys that has that distinct voice that I've always like loved and studied.
Yeah, so, he carried for sure.
No, for sure. And his performance in that is very powerful. So if you've never seen Whiplash, it's definitely one of them films that are like study-wise, so watch that. Yeah, man, keep going. I love what you got going in that. I can see some things coming when it gets warm, and seeing you guys getting more playful. And
we got a rom-com on the way.
Oh, for real?
That one's super important to me. I slowed it down. I wanted to do it for Valentine's Day, but rom-com is next.
My first script that I'm writing is kind of like rom-com-ish.
Fire.
So, kind of like based out of 2 high school people love, like out of high school, but they break up to kind of experience that college life. But then like after, they come back to kind of realize it's always where things begin. So I've kind of been like writing off that. But, the dialogue is so like tough. Like building extra characters is tough because you need that though. You need that to
Yeah.
build a movie. So, but I've just started writing and like Kugler, and the power of film is really beautiful because you just start watching it and then you start like wanting to put your own input in it. So it's cool just being able to take things in your own way and just absorb it like a sponge. Man, let's talk about what the photography has built to like within the village path, and like, you know, you talk about therapy all the time and stuff. You know, that's a nonprofit that you got hand in that I feel like just builds a wide range of black men. You know, what's the importance of being a board of that, and like what were them small rooms like to make that outside of like 5 people?
Yeah, man. That for me, that started, I think, 5.5 years ago. It started about the time my daughter was born. Because I
So around
really
COVID times.
yeah. So like at the time where everybody was just like they really had to sit with themselves. And I really had to sit with myself. And I had to think about as a dad, you know, when my daughter looks at me, she's gonna be all right, this is what a man in my life should be like. And I wasn't proud of that at all. So it meant a lot to kind of break that down, and that was like an ego death. Like I'm really going through it. Who am I? Do I deserve to be here? All these things. But
Were you
like,
not like where you were, like not where you wanted to be career wise, or?
I mean, before that, when I found out my daughter was going to be born, I was freelancing full time. People weren't paying on time. It was my car got repoed. It was a interesting. It's beautiful now to see where I'm at, but it was tough. And also like emotionally, just very immature. Like anger was second nature to me. Like it didn't take much for me to like get frazzled. And for me, it wasn't like I'm gonna yell at you. Me, I would shut down. So it was just like the opposite of it, but it was still an expression of anger. So for that, I'm like, I can't shut down on my kid. Like, and it sucked to like see that I was doing it throughout life here and there. Like I've always had this part of me with me, but then it was just this hurt part of me that would come out that would just kind of like engulf all the light that I had, and I kind of fall into the shadows, and it'd be hard. But I hated my shadows, so I really couldn't do anything about it. But the village path like came and held me. And that was pretty beautiful. Victor Farwell.
Is that the guy with the glasses?
Yeah, with the locks.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
I came in, he made me cry because it was just like he'll tell you something the ancestor said, and it's exactly what you need to hear. And now I see him in my dreams telling me something the ancestor said, and it's like almost, you know, he's a part of me. Like we are the sum of all the people that loved us, and I feel loved. Like that's my Baba. I love him. And that kind of continued in that space where, you know, you can come exactly as you are. I've seen men come in there, you know, not ready to like face the next day, and men come in there just have a tough time. And the beautiful thing about it is like what happens in the space stays in the space. So like the trust there is everything, because we say things we don't. That's what I love about therapy. I can say some stuff that I may not mean, and I can say some stuff that's, you know, it sucks for me to say it out loud, but I can say it and kind of like reflect on it and break it down and kind of figure out what I really mean. And also just be honest of like, I'm upset and I need to get this out. But if I don't do it in the right place, I can cause harm where it'll be really tough to have repair. And trust can't always be rebuilt real fast, but it's free therapy.
I think free therapy. I think that's important. I was like a part of like a men's group and stuff, and it grew awesome.
Yeah.
And then it got to a point where it became financial, and then someone said like everyone quit going because like it was going to become a thing where you pay a subscription, but to go, but then things turned into investment, and then someone was like, well, what created off something natural is now we come to the men's group and be like, well, how's my investment? Like, how's the investment doing, you know? So I think that's important that like you do things like that are like free therapy, because like therapy is like peace and mental peace. It should be free, like to have like a piece of consciousness like within yourself, to have like a friend or someone to talk to as a black man, or, you know, any color. I think that's important. So
benefits everybody.
but keep elaborating.
Only other thing I'll say is I think the healing and writing circles are beautiful. They're every third Thursday, and it's an
Every third Thursday.
Every third Thursday from 6 p.m. to 8:30, and it's an opportunity. It's at Del Mar Divine. It's an opportunity for us as men to like learn how to hold each other and also be held, because I have people come in and be like, I don't want to put this all on you. This is a space to do it, because I think I had learned growing up that, or like I, adapted this belief that I had to push through everything. And I truly just needed to be held in some spaces, because I would push through and I would start breaking stuff versus like slowing down and being able to calm down. But it's a beautiful space to realize you're not alone. Like, you'll read the narratives on like the Facebook posts. That's always tricky for me. I'll get on Facebook and look at statuses, and then I'll go to the healing and writing circle, and I'm just like, that's not true. I feel like it's a truth, but like, I go to the space and it is men they're healing. They do want help. They do want to like take responsibility for their harm. They do want to grow. They do want to heal. And it's absolutely a privilege for me to like be in that space. Sometimes they let me capture what we're doing in the space, but I turn that camera off when we start crying, because I'm not here to capture your tears.
Right. You're there with them.
I'm participating too.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, I'm never trying to like capture some trauma. I remember shadowing somebody who was doing the news. I think that's important work, but I didn't want to capture everything that was going bad, because we know the news, tries to pull you in. Like, even when the tornado happened, we see everybody taking pictures of the houses being broken down. But I went to the people's response, and I see a lot of people putting food, putting material, putting rakes in a truck. I'm like, Ohan and Caleb brought all these people together to do this.
Exactly.
Like, I'm always trying to capture hope. That means everything to me, because I have the privilege of seeing that. So the privilege of seeing the village path, the people's response, little bit foundation. I work mostly with nonprofits. And what I see commonly is that someone saw the gaps and they decided to be that. They decided to fill those gaps. And that's amazing. That's what I want to do in my space. But I get to witness it, capture it, amplify it, so that we know that in so much despair, there's also hope.
For sure. That's important. I'm definitely gonna pull up. I'm a writer myself. I love writing. I feel like this is
The prompts be nice.
yeah.
They be nice.
I'm excited. I'm definitely gonna pull up. We got some more. I got some more. A couple more questions for you. Would be another question you have for me?
Another question I have for you: who's your favorite director?
My favorite director would probably be I gotta see the Odyssey first, but right now it'd probably be Scorsese until I see the Odyssey. But Nolan's probably second.
Who?
Christopher Nolan. Dark Knight.
Transformers?
Huh?
Transformers?
No, that's Spielberg. Spielberg would probably be third. But yeah, I don't know. Scorsese. He's just like a real like OG of the shot. I feel like his dialogue's really good of connecting to the character, and I love that he can like shoot a film and there's always a narrator.
Yeah.
So like someone telling the story within the story. I love that. So I just kind of Scorsese right now. But I think I'm ready for the Odyssey. I can't wait to see it. That's have you read the Iliad and Odyssey? You into like Roman, like Greek mythology and all that?
Definitely. Again, I suck at the names, but I'm like a big fan of Greek mythology.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you on. I'm gonna be like, hey, read this and that, and you'll be hip.
I think I was just reading about Orpheus, who like went back to the underworld to bring his wife back.
Okay.
Yeah, I watched that Zeus Netflix series. That was really good.
I've been hearing about that. See, I'm not a series guy. I like to like just lock in for 2 hours and then get out. So a series really has to grab me, but we'll get to the movie talk. So I umpire baseball, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was cool that you play.
Been trying to get you out.
I'm gonna come out. I need to come out. Talk about your love for it. Like, why do you do it? I feel like you really love it.
Man, again, like, kind of a sheltered kid. I feel like my people who were raising, my granny was always like trying to get me into like group activities. So like first, second grade, we playing baseball, we playing basketball. It's whatever the season calls for. And so I played baseball, good. Basketball, I just wouldn't take my shot. I'd get that ball and just stand there because I was afraid of missing. But baseball, I had like 3 home runs in one game. I was a hitter. I could hit for sure. So that meant a lot to me because I could do it well. It was just hard to play it growing up because you don't meet a lot of people in the neighborhood. I grew up in like Castle Point, Hathaway, Kenlock. People ain't walking around with baseball gloves. But then I got to bring it back after elementary school and high school. I remember going to Riverview first. I couldn't play because my grades weren't good enough. But when I switched over to North Tech, I got it together and I was the team captain. And we didn't win much, but we had a good time. And I really felt like a leader. And then again, as an adult, I found it with the Sandlot, which is a perfect name for a group. And it's really kind of the vibes. Like anybody can come out on a Sunday. I think we usually do like 12 p.m., 4 p.m. You can come out and play. Just grab a glove, stretch, play catch, get as many bats as you want. If it's not enough people, we just do batting practice.
That's what's up.
But that's really made me happy. Like a part of me came back to life with that. And bro, I hope you come out. It's a fun time.
I love that. Even if I just come vibe, like I've never really played, but I umpire because I feel like, you know, just being true to the game brings that love out of it. And baseball is like, it's a true camaraderie sport. Like you don't have to be the biggest guy, the smallest guy, but 9 guys get to bat. Everyone gets the same chance to bat against the same guy. Like, you know, and it's not about a guy scoring 30 points or 20 points. Like, you know, if a guy makes an error, like the whole team has to pick him up and stuff. So I've seen people be down 6 runs, come back and like try to blame the umps, but once they rally some more, like they win. And like it's fire. It's fire, bro. And like seeing the stance of the game and like adversity and, you know, all that. Like baseball's a cool sport. That's all around the game.
You're definitely brave as an ump. Because
me?
Yeah.
I've had my rounds trust. But once you're just true to the game, people respect you, you know, like you just gotta stand on business.
For real.
You know, and I just do that. Like I just like let it be known. I've stopped games before, like told dads like, you wanna come out here and call it? And they're just like just shut down real quick. So it's just funny how things work like that. But it's never about showing no one up like that. So, but baseball is beautiful, man. I'll definitely come out sometime. We're almost wrapped up. Let's talk a little bit more about that though. I feel like you're truly like outside. You outside like T Small. You be camping and stuff. I feel like you be outside of St. Louis and stuff like camping and fishing. Where was that like introduced in your life? Was that grandma, uncle, friends?
That was Uncle Hotshot.
Okay.
Who could spit a loogie out his nose, no problem. I remember he could do that. I was like, that's so cool.
Country for real.
Man, Uncle Hotshot, he would, you know, we'd go out there all day. That's when I learned, like, if we go out there fishing, we outside. Like,
for real.
We finna be out here for a while. But it was great memories. Man, we're just waiting. And so I feel like I did that a lot. And I feel like the last time I got to go with my Uncle Hotshot, a Red Hot Riplet went down the wrong pipe and he had to like take me home because I was just like, I was going through it. We got home and I ate an orange and I just remember never being able to go back after that. But like now as an adult, Forest Park does like these free classes for fishing. So, you know, we went out there. No, I went out there with someone from the Village Path. His name was Carl. He's just like, hey, just come out here with me. We can hang out and do a little bit of fishing. And, you know, I was terrified to pick up that fish. This is last year or 2 years ago. I'm terrified to pick up this fish, but, you know, I see him do it and he encouraged me to do it. And he like put it on there, put the hook on the worm for me the first couple times. He felt like a father figure to me. I was just like, man, I really appreciate this. And it meant a lot. And then, you know, I got braver. I started catching some. And then I bought my own and I bought my daughter a fishing pole. We went right back out to Forest Park. And we went out with Philip Hamer. I don't know if you met him yet, but he's really good people's. For his birthday weekend, he was like, hey, I'm going to get out here fishing. Like, he be trying to catch the catfish. I just want to catch something. But he brought us out there with us, and I remember my daughter being like, when are we going to catch some fish? And he said something that stuck with me. He was just like, it's called fishing, not catching. And that stuck with me. And yeah, it was just like one of those things of like, it's really about the journey. It's about the process.
It really is.
And the conversations in between, because we just be talking.
It's just about being outside too. It's just like, it's so beautiful. My dad, I used to love fishing. So I picked up golfing. And my dad, like, he believed in not feeding us before we went fishing. He's like, if you go fishing hungry, you don't catch no fish. I'm like, damn, like, you know, I didn't, but like fishing was working, like in a way, but we were all out there for the fun of having work and, you know, trying to catch the most fish as a team. But yeah, we were still fishing, not trying to catch, but like he always tried to put, my dad's like, it's cool how he always put things in perspective, you know, and I'm just glad my dad was present in things like that to like, you know, be able to absorb that and take things in my own way and, you know, love it. Like my dad introduced me to golf and things too. So I'm just, I'm just proud of that and proud of like, you know, just, I love seeing black dads. And that takes me to my next question. Like, what's important about being a black dad and just like being active, you know? Cause I feel like St. Louis is an easy thing. Like people get in situations, be not there. And it's just like easy to not be there. And that's just an excuse as a man. I don't accept that. And I don't even have kids, but I haven't placed myself in them situations to like, you know, as a man to like, you know, I just really want to love too. So like what's important about, you know, being that?
I think so I grew up without my dad being around, and I remember just always like having this idea of like who he would be when he came back, because he was in the system with his own things. And I just remember having this idea, and then when he came back, he didn't meet that idea, and he really wasn't interested in being a dad. Like that just wasn't his bag. And for me, you know, that hurt a lot. And eventually I learned how to like own that, and like realize like that was my stuff to do with. But I also paid attention to it because I was like, I am really grateful to be in this situation because I know how important it is to be a father.
Right.
And so when my daughter was born, you know, it was like, I'm gonna give you what I couldn't have. And also it's like super healing to be in the position as a father. In any way, if you had a dad or you didn't have a dad, because you see parts of you that you get to either heal along with, or you see opportunities for you to be what you needed. And then you get out of yourself too, because you get these new experiences. And I'm a girl dad. So like, sometimes I'm like, these are a lot of feelings. Or it's just other things that come up where I'm just like, all right, I got to get out of myself, and I got to keep in mind, like, I want to show up for you,
right,
which requires me to grow, which requires me to like put my stuff to the side
and listen
just shut up and listen, because kids take a long time to say stuff sometimes. So I have to just sit, listen, let her figure it out, take her time. And I think that means the world, because like, you know, she gets to do it on her own and she feels heard. So like she's more, you know, I guess, encouraged to speak up. Because one thing about my kid, she gonna speak up for herself. Right. She don't like that. She not cool with that. She gonna let you know. She gonna let you know that's wrong. But I think she also knows to respect folks, because she's also respected. One thing we definitely talk about is like, hey, I'm not gonna hit you, don't hit me. And conversations is just like, all right, we speak to each other respectfully. If I raise my voice, it's because usually you're in danger. That's probably the only time I'm gonna yell at you. You're too close to the street. You're too close to the stove. And I usually explain it to her afterwards. I'm like, you know, you see me as angry, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm really scared. I don't want anything to happen to you. And like this anger is usually like something that comes up in that, because I'm trying to protect you. And that's, I guess, the tool I use sometimes. I don't explain all that to her.
Right.
But it's like, I'm not angry, I'm scared. And I think that helps her, because sometimes we can internalize that and think, oh, shame, I did something wrong, let me not do it again. And I think she understands more and more, like, you care. My favorite thing to tell my kid is, I love you so much, sometimes I tell you no. She hates it because I make her finish it. I'm like, I love you so much, sometimes I tell you no. But I think she knows it's important. It's like, if you have everything you want, you won't get to where you need to be, because you're going to get there.
That's facts. That's facts, bro. I fuck with that. You're a real dad, bro. You're a proud dad too, and I love seeing it on you. It shines through like your work and your light, and I feel like you're just proud in everything you do. So just keep being T small for sure.
Appreciate you, Swerve.
Let's dive into some Swerving Q&A. You got one more question, if anything?
I'm sorry. I feel like you might have told me. Where are you from?
Farmington, Missouri. It's like an hour south.
Okay, I feel like you told me before. It feel like when you say it, it feel like it's so far away. How far away is that?
It's like I can get there in like 50 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not too far.
But it's definitely like not a drive
you've heard of Festus?
Yeah.
It's like 20. I can get from Festus to there in like 25 minutes.
Okay, boss.
Yeah,
okay.
So it's just a little more south.
I'm glad you're in St. Louis, man.
Yeah, for sure. It's where I'm supposed to be. Swerving Q&A time, some rapid fire. These are questions I ask. I switch around for most guests, but I usually bring some to ask all the guests because my fans are looking forward to them. T Small edition. Let's go. Can you talk about a book, a movie, or like a piece of work, like an artwork that's like had a profound impact on your life?
I'm gonna say the book was 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey.
Okay.
I like self-help books, but sometimes they're very stoic and problematic. But that one, just real holistic.
Stoic to like their own problems, like how people like.
It's just like push aside all your stuff, and I don't know. It's just like how to win friends and influence people. I'm not a big fan of that book.
But okay.
I feel like Stephen Colbert on the other side. But I have to say the song, which is My Song by Labi Siffre. I cried so much to that song, and it means so much to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you listening to right now? I feel like you're a music guy.
What am I listening to right now? The new J. Cole, but I'm always playing back some throwbacks. I feel like I've been in my R&B vibe a lot. I also really love J-pop. I love J-pop.
All right.
It does a lot for me.
All right, bet. What's something you wish you known 10 years ago?
To be kinder to myself. Like, the time gonna pass anyway, and I like to think I'm kind to other people, but for the longest I wasn't kind to myself. And yeah, it's hard to continue being that if you're not that for yourself. So yeah.
That's real. What's some STL events you look forward to yearly that happen?
The 314 day arch photo,
yes,
which I get to take. I'm taking that this Sunday.
Okay.
Super excited for that.
I need to pull up on you, bring the mic out too.
3:14 p.m.
Yeah,
we
all right,
outside.
bet. All right, bet.
I have my daughter there with me. She's gonna have her little camera.
It's gonna be deep down there.
Yeah, and outside of that, it's a lot of annual block parties I get to capture that I look forward to. So For the Culture, STL does one that I'm super excited about. It's a long list. I'm an event photographer, so I look forward to a lot of yearly events.
I'm sure you're just like, ooh, pulling up. If you had the money or power to change something or bring it to St. Louis, what would it be?
The first thing I think about is there's a lot of conflict that needs repair. It's a lot of people who just aren't talking to each other because this is something there that hasn't been discussed. So to have like a really, 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 really good therapist or mediator that could reach people and meet people where they at, I think that would be great. But beyond that, I would love to see the vacant homes in St. Louis taken care of, repaired, looking beautiful, especially in like North City, because they're already beautiful. They just need the love.
That's what's up. I respect that answer too, because that's kind of what you do with the Village Path, but like you don't like you just make what you can of it. So that's dope that you answer that way. And two more that I ask everybody. If you could, would you rather have $1 million every year for 10 years or $10 million in one setting, and why?
$10 million in one setting because $1 million every 10 years, eventually I'm like 90 or 80. I don't need $1 million. Like, what am I doing? I'm good. Because I assume the money doesn't go to like my heir. So yeah, I would take that 10 million and do better.
All right. That sounds good. I like it. Everyone answers different. And who would you like to see on Swervin'?
Ricky Rock.
Ricky Rock?
Ricky Rock, STL Run Crew.
Oh yes. I've been wanting to have him.
That's my guy.
Yeah. He I love his energy. He seems like I love what he's built too. And I'm sure that's came from somewhere just very rooted within himself that's flourished to like something just very authentic,
Yeah.
So Ricky, you heard that, got to pull up. And I got to talk to Frizzy too. I've been wanting to have her on for International Women's Month.
Yeah.
The Frizz Fest and all that. They got a lot going on. I feel like they very much spark each other, and they're very much that's a powerful family, like what they got going on.
One of my favorite siblings to see, like, just move the way. Like, he's her coach for running as we all prepare for like our runs, man. It means everything to see them together.
It's dope. I got a little sister that they make me like want to like bond too, like that family growth.
And I'm sorry, I got to shout out Val, my bestie.
I was going to say,
Ricky's wife, Val. We finishing that TK or that 10K, me, her, and Hayden, and so many other folks from STL Run Crew. So shout out to the crew.
That's what's up. Go ahead and do your shots out and wrap it up, man. We're at the end of the Swervin'.
Shout out to my daughters, Amore and Annie East, Love and Grace. Y'all taught me everything. I love St. Louis. St. Louis loves me. I'm grateful to be here. And shout out to the lovers, Justin and Nair. That's our little fake song crew that we have. And yeah, I'm really blessed, man. And thank you for having me.
I'll have you on again for sure.
Count me in.
Photographers Roundtable.
Bet.
Things that are coming up. But this is T Small, man. This is the SWERVINN Podcast. We're back, but we're out.